Tonight's video is on dimensional analysis. I don't want to go through the whole process of what dimensional analysis is or how we do some of the more complex problems. We'll do that in class. But what I want to do is at least set you up with some of the basics, some of the things that we want to think about when we're doing a dimensional analysis problem. What we're doing in dimensional analysis is we're actually converting. So if I want to convert inches into centimeters, so I know that my conversion factor, that's an important term to know, conversion factor, is 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters. Okay, that's one thing I know. Okay, so if I have an equality, and I know 1 inch equals 2.54 centimeters, I can use that for my dimensional analysis. If I have, let's go simple here. 1 kilometer equals, simplified here, 0.6 miles. Okay, that's conversion factor. 1 pound equals 454 grams. That's a conversion factor. 1,000 grams equals 1 kilogram. Also conversion factor. All of these things, I can use these in a dimensional analysis problem. Okay, so let's go ahead and I'm going to show you what a dimensional analysis problem is going to start off with. Okay, so let's say that I have 25 miles and I want to convert it into kilometers. Okay, so I'm going to kilometers. The toughest thing that people have problems with here is they set these up as an actual inequality. They try to actually solve the problem. And we're not doing that here because you get some weird math going on if you do that. But we start off with what is known. And what we do know is that we have 25 miles. Okay, so that's given to us in the problem somewhere. So we'll always have something that's given to us, and that's an important thing to remember. Find it in the problem, we're probably going to use it. We don't use everything in a problem necessarily, but a lot of times we do. Okay, so if I have 25 miles, what I'm going to do here is I draw parentheses. Some people just draw lines straight down and then draw lines across. But we have to get rid of miles. And in math class, if we want to get rid of something, we have to do the opposite function. So since there's nothing here, basically this is like miles times miles. Okay? So what I want to do is I want to get rid of miles. So I'm going to divide by miles. So if I want to divide by miles, I have to put it down on the bottom. Now, write this down. Make sure it's down. Everything that goes in the parentheses has to equal each other. They have to equal each other. So this is where my conversion factors go. So conversion factors go in here. So they have to equal each other. I'm going to circle that. Because everything that goes in the parentheses has to equal each other. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to draw a line right here. Now I have two things that equal each other. If you look back in your notes when we wrote down the different conversions, I said that 1 mile, or excuse me, not 1 mile, 1 kilometer equals 0.6 miles. If I wrote it the other way earlier, I apologize. That's way off. Okay, so 1 kilometer equals 0.6 miles. Those things equal each other, so I can put them in my conversion factor right here. Okay, now I just need to figure out which one goes where. And this is where we kind of start working ahead of ourselves on some of the longer problems. We're going to have dimensional analysis problems that might have 4, 5, 6, maybe more conversion factors. So we need to make sure we know which one goes where and why we're putting it there. So we have 25 miles. Okay, if miles is on top, how do I get rid of it? Opposite function, so miles will go on the bottom. Alright, now I want to go from miles into kilometers. So miles, conversion factors equal each other. I've got an equality right here. So I'm going to put kilometers on top because I can go from miles to kilometers. I'm going to plug in my numbers. It's 0.6 miles in 1 kilometer. Okay? So I can take 25 times 1 divided by 0.6 and get my answer. Okay? So that's one way that we can set this problem up. If I wanted to take it a step further, what if I wanted to now go from, instead of kilometers, what if I wanted to go into centimeters? Okay. All I would do in that case is I add more conversions. And what conversions might I know? Well, I know kilometers. So what do I know about kilometers? Well, let's get rid of kilometers first. How do I get rid of something that's on the top? I put it on the bottom. Okay, I know a measurement from kilometers into meters. I know that. Okay, so kilometers, 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. Okay, but I don't want to stop at meters, I want to go to centimeters. So now I can draw another one of these. Put that over there. How do I get rid of something that's on top? I put it on the bottom. Now what if it was something on the bottom? How would I get rid of it? I put it on the top. So we're not starting with anything on the bottom over here. But remember, we're just doing the opposite function. So I know for meters, I can go meters to centimeters because I know that 1 meter is 100 centimeters. So if I wanted to solve for this, multiply everything on the top and divide by everything on the bottom. Again, we'll work on this in class. I want to see this. For tonight, I want you to take this information here. I don't want to necessarily go from 25 miles into kilometers. Let's see if you can go from 25 miles to where we're set up here and put it into centimeters. Remember, we're multiplying across the top. We're dividing by the bottom. Okay, so come to class with this answer. We'll see where you're at. 5 points extra credit if you have the right answer. Okay, so tomorrow, have that done. Come to me. I'm not going to find you. I'm not going to ask you if you have it done. Find me. I'll give it to you. Okay. Dimensional analysis tomorrow. We'll work those problems. We're going to work with groups. You're going to partner up with your WebAssign person. So be thinking about who you want to work on WebAssign with, and we'll see you tomorrow. Good night.